The 85th Academy Awards are being held this Sunday, and I'm here to give you my predictions. Now, I apologize if I kind of speed through these, but I got a lot of predictions to make, and I want to get through them all. So here we go. We are going to be starting off with Best Visual Effects, and I got them on my phone here, so I will be reading you the nominations. For Best Visual Effects, the nominees are The Hobbit, Life of Pi, The Avengers, Prometheus, and Snow White and the Huntsman. Now, personally, I think Prometheus deserves this award. I think it did a great job of blending practical effects with CGI, and I think its CGI looked the most realistic out of all the nominees. But Life of Pi is a lot more showy. It's very flashy. The Academy likes that. So I think it's going to go to Life of Pi. It's also nominated for Best Picture, which is definitely going to help it. So I would say Life of Pi is going to win. I think it's a pretty good bet. The nominees for Best Film Editing are Argo, Life of Pi, Lincoln, Silver Linings Playbook, and Zero Dark 30. Now personally, I think Zero Dark 30 is the most deserving film on this list, but I think it's going to go to Argo because Argo is kind of the Best Picture frontrunner, and the Film Editing Award a lot of times goes to the film that wins Best Picture, so I'm predicting Argo. It's a thriller. It definitely had a good use of editing, so I would say that's my prediction. For Best Costume Design, we have Anna Karenina, Les Mis, Lincoln, Mirror Mirror, and Snow White and the Huntsman. I think it's a pretty safe bet that it's going to go to Anna Karenina. It's not a big, huge Oscar favorite, but the costumes are very flashy, and this category almost always goes to a very flashy kind of costume thing, lavish dresses, just kind of crazy costumes like that, and Anna Karenina definitely had that, so I would predict that it would go to that. It could go to Les Mis or Lincoln, since those are nominated for Best Picture, but those costumes weren't very flashy, so I'd say Anna Karenina is a good bet. The nominees for Best Makeup and Hairstyling are Hitchcock, The Hobbit, and Les Mis. Now, I think this is going to go to The Hobbit. It had a very prominent use of makeup, I thought. The Lord of the Rings series has won in the past, twice actually, for the original trilogy. It could go to Les Mis because it's the Best Picture frontrunner, but I don't really remember the makeup being like stand out. And it could very well go to Hitchcock because they transformed Anthony Hopkins into Alfred Hitchcock. But I've heard some people say that they thought it was a bit too goofy looking, he didn't look great, and I have not seen Hitchcock, so I'm not sure. So I'm just going to say The Hobbit is a good guess, but it could go either way, I'm not exactly sure. The nominees for Best Cinematography are Anna Karenina, Django Unchained, Life of Pi, Lincoln, and Skyfall. I'm predicting it's going to go to Life of Pi. Life of Pi got a lot of credit for its visuals, and this definitely contributes to the visuals. It was a very beautiful film. It had great cinematography. I have not seen Anna Karenina, so I can't speak on that one, but since it's not like a big Oscar frontrunner, I don't think it's going to win. Django Unchained had very good cinematography, but I really don't think they're going to honor it here. Lincoln, I don't really remember Lincoln having that great of cinematography, but it's the kind of movie that the Academy loves, so they could give it to Lincoln. And Skyfall, I remember, had really good cinematography, and Roger Deakins, who was nominated for Skyfall, has been nominated in the past but has never won. He's been nominated multiple times, so they could give it to Roger Deakins just to honor his career in a way, but I think it's going to go to Life of Pi. That's my prediction. For Best Production Design, we have Anna Karenina, The Hobbit, Les Mis, Life of Pi, and Lincoln. This could honestly go to any of these, and from what I've seen, I have not seen Anna Karenina, but they all seem worthy. I would say Lincoln is probably going to take home the award. It's a historical drama, a lot of like sets that they had to make, and while it's not like exactly, doesn't look lavish or anything, I definitely think it's got a good shot at winning. Oscars love this kind of film, and this is a way to award it. So I'm predicting Lincoln will take home the award for Best Production Design. The nominees for Best Sound Mixing are Argo, Les Mis, Life of Pi, Lincoln, and Skyfall. Now, I definitely think Argo had really good sound, so did Life of Pi. Lincoln, I don't really remember the sound being anything that great, but okay. And Skyfall had very good sound also. I think it's going to go to Les Mis because, for those of you that don't know, Les Mis, the director Tom Hooper chose to record all the singing live on set instead of having pre-recorded it and putting this audio over the visuals, which is a very bold move, very unusual, and most people don't do that. So I think this is how they're going to honor that. I don't know if this is how they would. I don't know if that falls into this category, but sound, singing, microphones, I think they're going to give it to Les Mis. For Best Sound Editing, we have Argo, Django Unchained, Life of Pi, Skyfall, and Zero Dark 30. all of these films had amazing sound, like really amazing, and they all are very worthy nominees. I think Zero Dark Thirty, Skyfall, and Django Unchained had the best sound, personally. But I think it's going to go to Argo just because it's the Best Picture frontrunner, another award to give it. And it did have really good sound. I don't think it's the most worthy nominee out of the group, but I'm predicting that that's who it's going to go to. I would really like to see Zero Dark 30 win here, or Skyfall, or Django Unchained. All three of those were just great. For Best Original Song, we have Before My Time from Chasing Ice, Everybody Needs a Best Friend from Ted, Pi's Lullaby from Life of Pi, Skyfall from Skyfall, and Suddenly from Les Mis. I think this is pretty much a guarantee that it's going to go to Adele for Skyfall. It's a great song. Most movies would be so lucky to have a film with a song that gets this big. And I'm not a huge Adele fan, but I love this song. So I really do think it's going to go to that. There's a chance that it could go to Suddenly from Les Mis, just because that's the Best Picture nominee. And that was a good song too, but I'll be really upset if it goes to that because Skyfall is just great song. For Best Original Score, we have Anna Karenina, Argo, Life of Pi, Lincoln, and Skyfall. Now, this is definitely another hard one. I believe Lincoln won the Critics' Choice Award, Life of Pi won the Golden Globe, and Skyfall won the BAFTA. I don't think it's going to go to Anna Karenina because, again, not a huge frontrunner or anything. I have not seen it, but I personally kind of think it's going to go to Argo. Just to nominate it. I really don't remember the score and that being that great, but honestly, the only two scores that really stuck out for me were Life of Pi and Lincoln. And Lincoln's, I think it's a bit too cliche, but the Academy likes cliche, so it actually could go to Lincoln. Life of Pi, I remember being very unique and having the kind of Indian sound. I wasn't a huge fan of it, like I wasn't like, whoa baby, but it was good. I think it's going to go to Argo. Best Documentary, we have Five Broken Cameras, The Gatekeepers, How to Survive a Plague, The Invisible War, and Searching for Sugar Man. Unfortunately, I have not seen any of these, but from what I've heard, Searching for Sugar Man is amazing. I think it's won pretty much everything it's been nominated for thus far. I'd say it's a pretty good bet that it's going to win the award. The nominees for Best Animated Film are Brave, Frankenweenie, Paranorman, The Pirates, Band of Misfits, and Wreck-It Ralph. Now, unfortunately, I have only seen Paranorman and Brave, neither of which I thought were particularly Oscar-worthy, so I'm guessing it's going to go to Wreck-It Ralph. I've heard great things about it. I really wish I had a chance to see it in cinema. It's one of the ones I missed, but I definitely think it's going to go to that. Could go to Frankenweenie. I would say that's the second most likely choice, and then Brave maybe third, but I would definitely say Wreck-It Ralph would be my prediction. For Best Writing of an Adapted Screenplay, we have Argo, Beasts of the Southern Wild, Life of Pi, Lincoln, and Silver Linings Playbook. Now, this is definitely a hard category to pick from. All of the nominees in here are like big, like heavy hitters in the category. Could go to Argo simply because it's the Best Picture frontrunner. Beasts of the Southern Wild, I don't really see that winning. I think that's probably not the weakest, but I think it's the least likely to win in the category. Life of Pi could definitely win. Lincoln has a very good shot. And it's clear that the Academy really loves Silver Linings Playbook, so this could be how they honor it. I think it's going to go to Lincoln. A lot of people have been predicting that this would win, like, a lot, but it hasn't been, like, winning like everything people have been predicting it to. But it's definitely well written because the dialogue sounds like it was written in the 1800s, and a lot of research went into it. I think it's going to do a really good job. I mean, it did do a really good job. What am I saying? It was very good. I think it's going to win for Best Adapted Screenplay. For Best Writing in an Original Screenplay, we have Amour, Django Unchained, Flight, Moonrise Kingdom, and Zero Dark 30. Now this is definitely a much less competitive category. I don't think it's going to go to Flight. I really didn't even like Flight. If it went to Flight, I'd be really upset. Love Moonrise Kingdom. I think it's one of the most deserving out of the pack, but I don't think it's going to win. I don't think it's going to go to Zero Dark 30 because Mark Bowl, he won 3 years ago for The Hurt Locker. Was it 3 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago for The Hurt Locker, whatever. But it looks like the Academy wasn't head over heels with Zero Dark 30, so I don't think that's going to win. It could go to Amour. It really could, because it's nominated for Best Director. I would say that's probably the second most likely, but I'm going to predict Django Unchained. Quentin Tarantino's going to win. He's a great personality. I think they'd like to get him up on stage. It'd be a great way to honor him, because he hasn't won an Academy Award since Pulp Fiction. So this would be really cool if he won, and I think he is definitely the most deserving out of the group. For Best Supporting Actress, we have Amy Adams in The Master, Sally Field in Lincoln, Anne Hathaway in Les Mis, Helen Hunt in The Sessions, and Jackie Weaver in Silver Linings Playbook. Now, I have not seen The Sessions, so I don't know what to say about Helen Hunt. I've heard she's great, but I don't think she's going to win, really. Jackie Weaver, she was pretty good in Silver Linings Playbook. I don't think she was really Oscar-worthy. Sally Field in Lincoln, she was very good, strong performance. And Amy Adams, she was really good in The Master, but compared to Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman, she felt kind of just okay. I mean, she was very good, but she was just going up against two great heavy hitters in that movie. But Anne Hathaway, she's going to win no matter what. I mean, this is like such a lock. She was amazing in Les Mis. If anybody else wins, I'm going to be very upset. Anne Hathaway is in the movie for such a short period of time, but she leaves such like an emotional like just stamp in the movie. And when she leaves the movie, it just goes and just takes a steep nosedive. And one of my problems with Les Mis was I didn't like the second half of the movie. And wouldn't you know it, Anne Hathaway isn't in the second half of the movie. So yeah, she definitely deserved that. She was amazing. Now the nominees for Best Supporting Actor. Now this is a category that probably the hardest category to predict. I have no idea what to pick. All of them are deserving. Any of them could win, and I'm going to tell you why, but here are the nominees. We have Alan Arkin for Argo, Robert De Niro for Silver Linings Playbook, Philip Seymour Hoffman for The Master, Tommy Lee Jones in Lincoln, and Christoph Waltz for Django Unchained. Now, all five of these people are Oscar winners, so there's no like, oh, this person hasn't won, so they probably have a better chance of winning just because the Academy would like to honor their performance. And there's none of that. Alan Arkin, Argo is the front runner, so he has a good chance of winning. I mean, it could be just throwing acting awards to Argo, because if Argo is going to win Best Picture, then it should win some other awards too. I mean, that's kind of Academy logic. Robert De Niro in Silver Linings Playbook, he was very good. He hasn't won an Oscar since the 80s for Raging Bull, I believe. So this could be a way to honor somebody who is known as one of our greatest living actors, and a way to honor him in a way we haven't been able to in almost 30 years. Philip Seymour Hoffman in The Master. Personally, I think this is the best performance out of the bunch. I thought he was powerful, scary, but also charismatic. I thought he did a great job. Philip Seymour Hoffman, he's just an amazing actor. And personally, I think he should win. He was amazing. Tommy Lee Jones in Lincoln, he was also very, very good. And Lincoln is the kind of movie that the Academy loves. So I would say Tommy Lee Jones has a very good chance at winning. It's definitely a very good performance, and I don't remember when he won his award, but I know it hasn't been for at least a couple of years, so it would be a way to honor him as well. And finally, Christoph Waltz in Django Unchained. His performance is almost more of a lead. He's in the movie a lot. He probably has more lines than Django. He talks a lot, so there's a lot of material there. And he won the Golden Globe. Philip Seymour Hoffman won the Critics' Choice, and Tommy Lee Jones won the Screen Actors Guild Award. So definitely could go to any of these guys, really. I'm gonna guess Christoph Waltz. Not really sure what's making me say it, just maybe because he's in the movie more. And I think it's kind of gonna be between him and Tommy Lee Jones. And I think Christoph Waltz's performance was much better than Tommy Lee Jones's. So there you go. I would also like to point out some snubs in this category. I think Sam Rockwell in Seven Psychopaths gave one of the greatest supporting performances of the year, if not the best. He was hilarious, he was crazy, he was energetic, and he exploded off the screen, so I loved that. Not the kind of award that the Academy gives them, not the performance that the Academy usually gives awards to, but nonetheless, amazing. And the real big snub here is Leonardo DiCaprio in Django Unchained, probably my second favorite supporting performance of the year after Sam Rockwell. He was incredible in this movie. I thought he was better than Christoph Waltz, but he was not nominated. It seems like the kind of movie that would get nominated. He plays against type. He's scary, he's funny, he's charming, he's great. I don't know why he didn't get nominated. Big snub there. But yeah, for supporting actor, I'm going to say Christoph Waltz. For Best Actress, we have Jessica Chastain in Zero Dark 30, Jennifer Lawrence in Silver Linings Playbook, Emmanuelle Riva in Amour, Quavon Zane Wallace in Beasts of the Southern Wild, and Naomi Watts in The Impossible. Now, originally, Jessica Chastain was the frontrunner. She was great in Zero Dark 30, but lately Jennifer Lawrence has been creeping up a little bit, and she's become pretty likely to win. But I am going to go out on a crazy limb here and say that it's going to go to Emmanuelle Riva for Amour. I have not seen Amour, but I've heard great things about her performance, and she won the BAFTA. So I don't know, I'm kind of just going out on a limb here, but I feel like I don't think Jessica Chastain is going to win. She's lost a lot of steam lately. Jennifer Lawrence, she was very good, but it was almost more of a supporting performance because I really think Bradley Cooper was the lead. But she was very good, so she has a chance to win. But I'm going to say Emmanuelle Rivera is going to win. For Best Actor, we have Bradley Cooper for Silver Linings Playbook, Daniel Day-Lewis for Lincoln, Hugh Jackman for Les Mis, Joaquin Phoenix for The Master, and Denzel Washington for Flight. Daniel Day-Lewis is going to win. It's the lock of the year. Great performance. I think Joaquin Phoenix's performance was a little bit better, but Daniel Day-Lewis is going to win for sure. The nominees for Best Director are Michael Haneke for Amour, Ang Lee for Life of Pi, David O. Russell for Silver Linings Playbook, Steven Spielberg for Lincoln, and Ben Zeitlin for Beasts of the Southern Wild. I think this is going to go to Steven Spielberg for Lincoln. It's definitely a typical Academy Oscar fair movie. It's got the most nominations out of any film. I think Steven Spielberg is going to win it. Could go to Ang Lee for Life of Pi or David O. Russell for Silver Linings Playbook, I think. Ang Lee did a great job with visual eyes and crafting a great story. And the Academy really likes Silver Linings Playbook, so it could go to David O. Russell as well. But I think it's going to go to Steven Spielberg for Lincoln. And finally, the nominees for Best Picture are Amour, Argo, Beasts of the Southern Wild, Django Unchained, Les Mis, Life of Pi, Lincoln, Silver Linings Playbook, and Zero Dark 30. I've kind of been saying it through this whole thing. I think Argo is going to win. It won the Golden Globe, the Directors Guild Award, the Producers Guild Award, the SAG Award for Best Cast, and the BAFTA. And it was a great film. I think the fact that it got snubbed for Best Director is going to encourage the Academy to vote it in, because they're going to be like, wow, we don't want to see him out of touch, so let's vote for it. Even if they don't think it should win, I think it's going to get the most votes, and I think it's going to win. So it would be the first film since 1989 to win Best Picture without having a Best Director nomination, so it is possible. And I think Argo is definitely going to do it, and I would be very pleased. I personally think out of the nominees, Django Unchained is my favorite, but I don't think that's going to win, especially because that didn't receive a Best Director nomination. So there you go. So let me know your own predictions. Did you agree with mine? Where are our differences? Where are we similar? Let me know what you want, and you can follow me on Twitter. The link to that will be down in the info. And those were my Oscar predictions for 2013.